Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of Smash Course. We're back after our Thanksgiving break. We've got most of the regular crew here, and we've also got our special guest. That's Gahtzu from UCF. How's it going, dude?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Doing well.
What's up, Gahtzu?
Yeah, I know you guys definitely know each other over the years from competing and living in Central Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Back there.
Yeah, definitely no strangers to each other. And yeah, like, oh my God, your PR is just ridiculous. So yeah, I guess we'll be kicking off the discussion today, talking about the 2 GGC Championship saga coming up this weekend for Smash 4. We've also got Pass House, which is most likely the final major of the year for Melee.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into some collegiate stuff. Gahtzu, of course, has been a longtime participant in TMG, so we'll definitely have a lot to hear from him. So first things first, 2 GG Championships. I know Hungrybox and Gahtzu, you guys are way primarily into Melee, but have you at all been like following the action? Like, you know, I know Hungrybox, like you can't escape it for like at your level and stuff too. Like it just, you know, you're always crossing paths with these guys and stuff.
I've actually been watching some of the tournaments leading up to it, and like I got really invested because for the first time, Zero might not be the best player in the world after this tournament, which to me is really fascinating because that kid's had like the most domination of any esport in a long time. So, and it's from a guy from Florida, Salem, right? So that's always exciting to see, and I see a lot of like what Salem has climbed. I see a lot of myself in him. So like I'm actually like really pulling for him to, you know, go through because Zero's like one of the greatest Smash players of all time. So it'd be really cool if someone, you know, takes this style who was really good at an earlier Smash game and does it again in a new game. I'm excited to see it, and I'll be probably streaming most of the whole weekend. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's also like 20K for first place. So anytime in either Smash game where you have like a really good pot size, pot bonus, it gives a lot of incentive to these top players and all the new ones too to see it. So I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's very fitting that, you know, Salem is on the cusp of usurping Zero now, just because we've been tracking your progress like throughout the entire 8-episode run so far of how now you kind of are eclipsing Armada for first in Melee, right? So it would be crazy to see it happen in 2 Smash games at once, especially between like the dynamic, right? Armada was on top for so long, Zero's been on top since the launch of the game, and now like, you know, Salem plays Bayonetta, very controversial character, controversial playstyle. He likes to camp, you know, and I would say that directly mirrors how people feel about you. Yeah, right. Like they're always hating on the puff, dude. So,
2018 is gonna be so lit, and like two fuck asses at top, and just like everyone just gets angry and angrier, and then everyone drops the game. And me and Sam's gonna like high five each other at the end of it. We're like, all right, what's the next game we're gonna ruin? Let's go. Let's fucking do it.
Dude, don't touch DBZ because I know a lot of people would be tight if you guys.
I'm playing Majin Buu for sure. I suck at that game though, but I'm excited. You know, it's always cool to see someone new on top. Regardless if they're like a play style you don't really like even if like a wobbling Ices was the best player in Melee, that would still be interesting. Cause it's like how the fuck is an Ice? You know what I mean? It just it's new. It's a new taste. It's a new thing. Like for the first time, someone who doesn't play the best character in the game can be ranked on top. It's possible. So if Puff can do it, maybe Sheik can do it. Maybe who knows? A lot of characters can do it. Yeah. Maybe Falcon can.
Saw Peach doing half of it effectively for a while.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, for Salem, he plays Bayo. I guess it's, you know, it kind of cheapens the surprise factor there.
Maybe to reframe the discussion, how would you guys feel about a potential Melee circuit that's maybe spans North America? Because I know with 2GGC, there were the pros and cons. Obviously, a lot of people felt like things are too centralized in SoCal because they were the ones doing the only qualifying events. What are your guys' thoughts on maybe a potential Melee circuit? I know that's something that's been, you know, in discussions for God knows how long.
Yeah, that's obviously a fantastic thing if it were to happen, regardless of where it would be centralized, like whatever state. I think just a circuit in Melee, when you get it big enough, it is beneficial like all around for the entire scene.
Yeah, what do you guys?
I do think like also just the Melee circuit in general, it gives more avenue and more chance for like a U18 circuit, which is what I keep on preaching it because I do think that like U18 and having people, the new kids, the up and comers who are still in like high school playing and are like beating up all their friends, like having that potential for them is going to be great because I don't know. I'm sure Gahtzu can agree with this, but like a ton of the top players in Florida all started when they were like 14 years old, and having the opportunity to have like incentive to travel, maybe their tickets paid for without even a sponsor. Maybe their whole family, like, hey, if your kid wins this tournament, we'll fly him and 4 guests out to Las Vegas for this big final event. That's an exciting time. That's an exciting experience for anyone who hasn't even attended a collegiate level esport yet. That should be a thing, and there's no reason with just the outreach of Smash and Melee, right? There's by no means the biggest game. That's probably like, obviously League and Hearthstone and PUBG, all those games. Smash is this cool niche game that everyone recognizes, everyone's heard of it, and the competitive scene is still growing, and everyone can get back into it whenever they want to. So I think it's a great time to play the game. A circuit will be the next natural step, and I'm hoping Nintendo maybe pushes that next year. That'd be really, really, really cool if that happened.
Dude, it would be sick if it was Nintendo. I mean, like, we're over here debating whether like 2GG would pick up Melee or something, but like if it was Nintendo themselves, man, that would really be a home run.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Gommel's doors are wide open. I'm open to collabing with any TOs that are doing majors in 2018. So.
Would it be worth it if Nintendo did have a circuit, but they changed our rule set?
Depends
How
the
curveball.
The hard curveball.
And this might be a whole rabbit hole we shouldn't enter.
No, this is actually,
I was going to say,
very,
just picturing final smashes all around right now, dude.
in Melee, just like an alternate rule set, I think that the fact they allowed it at other tournaments to play like our standard rule set means it probably wouldn't change too much. But if that was the cost, if that was the price we had to pay to do it, and we had to play like some jank fucking 3-stock
bats everywhere.
baseball, fuck it. I'm learning the bat, dude. I'm swinging the bat. I just want to be part of that.
I mean, there's the good and bad with testing new rule set formats. Like I think Red Bull Gods and Gatekeepers, that was a good example of an interesting format that it's obviously not very traditional, but still could function well as a standalone event as a major. So I would be open to testing new things. Obviously, not anything that infringes upon I think the integrity of the competition. I think that'd be a red flag for me. But
that's exactly what it is. Like, I don't think anyone's afraid of new rules. It's just when you have a rule set that takes away from that. Like Nintendo's notorious for really wanting everyone that plays their game to win. They don't really like having winners and losers. So that's like what the whole items and randomness is for. So I feel like if Nintendo did change the rules, they would definitely do something to where there's some strange, lucky, like just items. In Melee, the only thing you have in there is items. So they would bring back some items or some stage that we thought was whack. And then that could, if we said, fine, we want a circuit bad enough to let that happen, then the future is just like, that's our meta now.
Right.
Imagine they did something like you have to team with a level 9 computer, and it's like who can synergize the best with like level 9 CPU.
Yeah.
That would actually be fire, dude.
Yeah. One thing that I picked up from speaking to JC from Nintendo, like I'm sure you guys know him too. He has said like if Nintendo ever did step into the space, they wouldn't want to step on our toes as like community organizers and stuff. Yeah. So they wouldn't want to necessarily like introduce the circuit and then wipe out the entire grassroots scene or anything, So I don't think they'd do something like 2GG did, where it's a huge tournament every month, culminating in like the definitive national circuit or final for Smash 4, right?
I think it would work best if you're alternating between cities and majors, so that grassroots events have an opportunity to be part of it. Like obviously not the championships or anything like that. That would be a standalone. But there's Genesis in January, X tournament in February, all the way down. If those are just qualifier spots and that's a way to earn a place in the championship, I could see something like that working.
Yeah, is that what Blizzard has going with Overwatch? Are they already doing something like that?
I honestly don't know enough to give you a real answer on that, but I know they are doing like a city-based league where they opt in, like they have to buy in for it. Yeah, I think it's super cool. But of course, you can play Overwatch online, so it's not as cut and dry as Smash, where it's like you have to diversify geographically, or else people are just gonna not be able to attend. That was a huge thing for 2GG. People were flying to SoCal literally every 4 weeks, and it got draining. So if Melee did get a circuit, or if Smash 4 sees another circuit next year, I definitely would like to see it be spread out a lot more.
Yep.
All right, and Pat's house, guys. I mean, are either of you guys going?
I'm not going.
No? All right. Well, the Florida lobby is definitely not.
But Florida is repping. Wizzy is repping Florida at DreamHack Winter this weekend. I'm pretty sure, and he's playing against Armada in semis, which he will make it to, undoubtedly. And I think Armada better watch himself, because I think Wizzy. He snuck past him at Summit, but I think Wizzy is just Wizzy is a weasel, man. That kid, once he sneaks up on you and shows he can beat you, he gets in your head, and then
Weezer.
no,
He's
he's the scariest Falcon player. No offense, Gahtzu, but it's he's the scariest Falcon player in the world because he can just get one conversion or one combo, and like literally, no matter your DI, like you're probably dead if you're a floaty. So Armada doesn't go Fox against him because he knows it's going to happen. He goes Fox, and he goes Peach, and he's at the mercy of Wizzy just getting a good read or a bad read. But I think Wizzy proved it, and I have such a very good gut feeling if he makes it to semis out Dreamhack Winter, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I personally think playing Peach versus Falcon is only like a short-term answer.
Right.
Because eventually, Wizzy's going to find all the little intricacies where Falcon beats Peach, and that's like a lot of them already. And then if he really wants, he can start really camping top platform heavily or whatever.
That shit's so good, dude.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And so eventually Armada's going to have to go Fox and then face
He's
the music.
This
is why Falcon's the best character. He tech chases fastballers and then combos everyone else.
Down air knee, just it's in the Bible, all right? Like I want to see it. He can do it. He can definitely do it. Him and his 64 tendencies on top platform, his like 64 reaction time, it's insane. If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be him.
It's that youthful reaction time, dude. Forget about 64. Like I think 64 is older than him. Like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It literally
is it really? Christ.
Yeah, because he's like 20.
Oh, okay. No, then he's older. Well, Nintendo 64 is older than him at the very least. Yeah.
Okay. This is we'll say that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I actually thought he was like 18 for some reason. But anyway, guys, yeah. Moving on. Like, I'm definitely stoked for Wizzy versus Armada too. That sounds hype. I guess we'll get into the collegiate portion of this talk, and like Gahtzu, why we really brought you on. I mean, you've been part of this for a long time, so I feel like we're gonna kind of turn the floor over to you. Like, what makes collegiate crews or a program like this important to you? Like, what motivates you guys and, in your opinion, like the rest of the world to care about this? And do you have any tips? Like, your team won last year. You guys have a beast roster. You're probably going to win this year. If I'm being,
I have a story after he's done.
Sure.
And I think I know what the story it is, but I'll go ahead first.
Yeah. Well, what I think the coolest part about the whole collegiate thing is that it's like competitive crew battling. So you're playing with these guys already all the time, right? If you're an active competitor, you're already practicing with each other. So to be able to like go to this, I guess this crew tournament and like win it with your friends is just all really awesome. It's a lot more fun than like winning teams or winning singles because you just do it all together. I'm sure when we have those regional crew battles at national tournaments, like it's the same feeling. It's really fun to win with all your friends and then practice together to have that same focused goal. So that's what I like about it the most. And for Central Florida, like we're all so close knit that we have a good read on each other. So like if we think like, okay, maybe it's better for this guy to go in, but like you can tell he's a little nervous or whatever. So okay, we'll send this guy in because we know he's more confident right now or whatever. So being able to read each other like that, I think, is really important. And then being able to encourage each other as well, which just means shit talking the other team.
Dude, after your quote in the article, man, like you're a legend forever in my eyes for that, because that was hype. Like,
oh yeah, I had to let them know, but I didn't see anyone respond to me, so maybe they didn't see it, or maybe they know.
For anyone who hasn't read it, Gahtzu said that they destroyed all the teams last year, so it's going to be the same thing this time, only with a lot more money, which I think that's just like a legendary quote.
Yeah. I think there's a like Connor's team is gonna be hungry to come back and get revenge. Crush's team, actually, I was surprised I didn't see them last year because they got upset. So they're probably right now in my head the hardest team, just because Crush has beaten me in most tournament sets, and then we didn't get to play the crew last year, so we have like no sort of read on them at all.
Yeah, you guys also have to worry about Zane's team, Virginia Tech. They're really good.
Yeah.
No, you don't care. It's over.
I'm not. Yeah, who does Zane have? Is he the only top 100 player?
Let me double check that for you.
I mean, even regardless.
Top 100 definitely. Yeah, he's the only top 100.
Yeah. So like even if Drunk Sloth wasn't on our team, it was just me, then I still had the matchup advantage. So I'm not that worried about it. And I know my CFL guys are stronger. Any mid-level players in whatever state are way weaker than the CFL mid-level players. Our players are very, very strong.
Yeah, it's crazy that you guys are like either the best or maybe second best at worst behind SoCal, right? In Melee overall,
yeah.
It's Central
and
Florida and
Orlando,
SoCal.
as an individual city, is the strongest city in the world.
I agree.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like almost no contest on that end. Yeah. And you guys are all in Orlando proper?
If you count Johnny as Norwalk, just because he's affiliated, but maybe that would be a fun battle. But yeah, if you include like mid-level players and stuff too, it gets even more stacked for Florida, in my opinion.
Right. So who actually lives in like within the zip code of Orlando? It's U2, M2K, or no? Or he's in Gainesville, right?
He's Altamont right now.
Okay.
Orlando's a pretty big place. When you say the zip code, like there's actually tons of zip codes.
Right, you know what I mean. Like anyone that would say Orlando on a package that you got, you know.
Like for CFL, I mean, HBox, M2K, Plup, Cobalt,
Colin, Wizzy.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's straight ridiculous.
King Momo.
Momo, yeah. There's too many good players here, man. And there's so many secret bosses no one has any idea about. Like, there's like, we can just name a few, like Panda, Baraka, Father, Kaiki,
Lad.
Hengi is good as fuck now. Lad, like there's Corrado is nasty, dude. It's nasty.
Yeah, so it's very interesting that directly correlates with how strong your collegiate scene is, you know, and it's literally just you and Drunk Sloth playing for UCF too, so it's not like HBox just so happens to be in college or something. And then SoCal too, right? Like they're really powerful in terms of their collegiate crews. Connor the Kid actually graduated, I believe, but Face Roll is still there. Good. UCI has a good squad for sure. They actually got second. They didn't even win their qualifiers. Like a lot of the teams that have these top players on them, I think with the exception of Zane's team, VTech, I think they all got second place at their qualifiers, which is super weird. Same thing happened in Smash 4 too, but I think like a lot of the top players stayed home for locals because they were confident that their team without them could still get top 4.
Yeah, there's also University of Waterloo. So for Ontario South, the region that I hosted my event for, I have them as a dark horse to potentially make some upsets. They're led by Jamron, who's like, fringe, probably like top 200 player in the world kind of thing. Can do pretty well against your team specifically, with Drunk Sloth. If he gets him in that matchup, never know what could happen. And then they have Rabbit and Lone Butterfish, who are also like, on the fringe of being PR'd in Ontario. So potentially look out for these guys to make some upsets. But honestly, dude, Gahtzu, your team just looks fucking broken. It seems like almost.
You say to me that like the top players on these teams would like skip out on the like the beginning crew battles or something, assuming their team will do it without them. Like that's very opposite of the CFL in terms of like what I was saying earlier, where we're all really good. Like homies, camaraderie is a big thing. Like we'll all be there for the crew battle, and when we went to the last, was it Genesis or something, where the crew battle happened?
Shine, wasn't it?
What's that?
Wasn't the last collegiate crew battle at Shine where you guys won? Shine 2017.
Oh, it was Shine. Yeah, Shine, not Genesis. When we did that Shine, we had an extra player, and we still all split and flew him out as well because he was part of the original crew. And stuff like that, which is why our team is dominant.
Right, yeah, not only in terms of skill, but like the bro factor is there, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that means a lot.
Like,
it actually does.
Understanding that it's like a group like effort rather than just like a individual performance. And just saying like, well, I did my job, like gonna go play friendlies in the back, like I took my 4 stocks. It's like,
exactly.
Your team will never make it through.
Yeah, you're whack if you're one of those. And also like we kind of have a situation like in between the crews who like don't care enough to send their top player and those who like really understand that it takes a village, like
stepping stone.
Yeah, we have DeBuzz who plays on Stony Brook for Smash 4, and he like 15 stocked the team, out of 15. 13 stocked the team, etc. Like this guy's on fire, and he wasn't really involved with their local community or like on campus scene or whatever. But after the event, he was like, "Yeah, I had to carry way too hard. Like I need to train these guys if we're gonna take home nationals.
Yeah,
You know, he has the gold in his mind, right?
Sure.
So now that's like really gonna help out the rest of the Stony Brook players who are not bad by any means, but they're definitely not the buzz either.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Good point.
So you guys have any like last minute stuff on this topic? Like any advice on putting a team together or like ways to win that aren't necessarily so obvious on the forefront? Like the way you said, being able to tell someone's face is like a little nervous for a particular matchup or something. That's huge. Like I never would have thought of that. So like if you have any more secret wisdom like that, please lay it on us.
You honestly just have to play to people's personal strengths and weaknesses. Like for one example is like in the last crew battle, I forgot what school it was, but they had an Ice Climbers player, and they didn't have any top 100 players, but they were still keeping it close with us. And versus the Ice Climbers, I could have gone in, or Drunk Sloth could have gone in. I decided to send in Drunk Sloth because I know he's really good at the Icy Ditto specifically, and wobbling seems a lot more hectic to get in that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So like had I gone in, where I think Falcon has advantage over Ices, you would kind of classically choose that option. Then maybe I could have missed a few L cancels and then very easily lost my stocks, and then they would have been closer to the gold.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing your own players, and then if you know your opponents, obviously that's always good. So I think playing more to personal strengths than matchup charts is
for
better.
sure. Yeah, it's not always what's on paper that matters most. Like
Right.
it is still a human performance aspect behind the whole thing.
Yeah, especially in crews where everyone is pretty uptight.
True. Very true. Oh, yo, H-Box, what was that story you had to close out this segment?
I've participated in the collegiate cruise one time ever, and I was playing for UF, and I drove my happy ass all the way from Orlando to Tampa, and I wasn't even entering like singles. I just went because I wanted to do something good for my school, take UF to the title, because the one thing I could do for UF was play Smash. We play against UCF, and my team is up. And I go against Gahtzu, my 4 stock to his 3, and Gahtzu literally 1 stocks me. And I was so upset that I don't even think I gave him a handshake. And I think I left the venue and went home salty as shit. And that's still to this day the best I've ever seen Gahtzu play in my life. And I guess I just want to say that having a college you're proud of on your back sometimes brings out the best in you. And so I recommend it to everyone. It's
Or the worst in you, bro. You straight tip.
We're not gonna talk about that. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. So yeah, just real quick, heading into this weekend and just recapping from the last. Joe, we both were at the Ontario South qualifier at York University, which they won for Smash 4.
Yep.
York winning on the home turf. Dude, I just want to say they have definitely the best mascot.
I was going to say, plays in perfectly to what we were talking about like working as a team. Like, there was this guy, his name's Jaiko or Chico, mid-level player, like not really that good, but he brought the hype. Like every time he took a stock, he's like, slamming his fist, he's looking back at his team, yelling at them like, let's go. And you could tell like the team just fed off that. And like as he does well in the crew battle, like it just creates that snowball effect. And that was really awesome to see. And then U Waterloo, we just talked about, they took Melee pretty dominantly, didn't drop a set. And apparently Rabbit, who isn't even in their starting lineup yet because of a hand injury, he's going to be entering the mix pretty soon. So we'll see how good they do on regional, divisional, national scale if it comes to that. And then for Carleton, small turnout.
Ottawa, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
and Ottawa, yeah.
Well,
I'm
saying Carleton won Melee, small turnout. And then Algonquin took Smash 4. Definitely shout out to Steven, the Streamline guys for putting together that event, though. Looked really good and got a lot of good reviews from the community, too.
Yep. Then coming up, we got Florida, which is directly relevant to you, Gahtzu.
I think you guys might have given Florida schools a spook, man. Cause
they didn't even sign up, bro.
we have not seen that many teams sign up yet for the Florida events. I think you guys might have given them the spook, man. That cold might have hit harder than we originally anticipated.
The GBGBs, man.
Yeah,
I want to play again. I just can't. I'm not allowed to. I don't think according to the rules.
You could be a coach.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, dude.
Coach H-Box?
Definitely coach them up and put the UF kids on. Make sure they send a team because they're definitely slacking in the science. But it's looking like in terms of the Facebook events attention that a lot of people are going to be showing up. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's for singles. Maybe they're going to register last minute. Who knows? But guys, if you're from Florida, definitely sign up.
Definitely get the word out if you're a Florida viewer or just connected to the Florida scene in any way. Definitely let students know to get involved because we'd love to see more teams come through. And maybe, we might get that underdog upset against Gahtzu's team. We never know.
Yeah, you could be the Gahtzu to H-Box.
The Gahtzu.
A couple years back.
Too meta.
We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, good talk, and I'm looking forward to seeing this circuit expand and get what it deserves.
For sure. If you guys have any closing thoughts, feel free to drop them here. But other than that, it's been real, and we'll see you guys on stream.
Cool.
All right, guys. See you around.
See ya
later.